Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barkanmu da sake saduwa cikin wannan karatun namu na CSS. Under this class, we'll be talking about font. And then idan za mu tuna our previous class, mun yi magana akan text, different kind of things we can apply to our text. Yanzu za mu yi magana akan abin da ake kira font. So font, duka karance-karancen mu na wannan satin, we do it based on text formatting and other things like that. Font shi ma wani tsari ne na canza rubutu, misali kamar kalar rubutu, types of rubutu, style na rubutu, sannan kuma ka ba shi irin su other functionality like irin su boldness, italic, underline, and types of rubutu haka. Misali, you may likely to have your website in Times New Roman format or maybe GOG format. So mai yawanci people that are working with Microsoft Word, they know what we're talking about here. If you come here, you can see like Times New Roman and other related types of styling. So, and also if you come here, you can be able to set your text to the largest amount of text like that. So in this aspect, if for instance you're working with your website and you would like to have this kind of properties in your website or for some text on your website, then it's very easy for you to do that. Yes, this is what we are going to show in this lecture today. So by default, we have our lecture for our previous class where we put our code here inside our HTML there, right? But we decided to, instead of using in page here, we decided to use an external page. We are going to create CSS in different page, then we put our code there, then we link all of them together. But before we link, then I can create Ctrl-N to create a new page. Then you can see P here, and then after P here, then I can do this, write my code in between here, right? Now I can save this file, then I can give it week 3 .css. Yes, I can leave it like this, just keep comment, but if I like, I can select cascade and style sheet. Look at this here, and then also I can just click save since I am in the right place there to save my own file. Now it's left for me to link this week 3.css file. Instead, I will say link rel is equals to week 3.css here. Then no rel is style sheet here. I can see, sorry, src here. Then I can do rel is equals to style sheet, style sheet there. Then I can give it space here. Yes, that's all what I can do to link the two files here. And then if you now save this file, then we go back to our code here, CSS. If I run this file here, let me run it here, close this one, run my page here. You see this is my page right from there. Then if I go back and maybe try to test if the CSS is linked successfully, I can see maybe color. Let me change my color to red for me to see if the CSS is cool and working there. Then come down here, refresh this page here. You see we don't have any effects Oh, maybe we didn't save it. Oh, we save everything. Maybe the link is not actually doing the right thing there. Color read. Okay, does not link. Let me come to CSS here inside the header link style sheet. Instead of source it's href, sorry, href. Yes, instead of source is href. Now you should refresh this page here. Yes, you see that from there it affects our style here, no problem like that. But I don't like red color. Let me just change the text color, or maybe even remove it from here, right? So let's start discussion of what is the matter. Yes, okay. Font has group. We have different types. If you come to the CSS here, you see that there are many like that. So what the CSS do is try to group them together and then be able to say, okay, in this group you can apply for the CSS of this group and then specify members in that group. That is what we are doing. So for you to apply any type of text, and then you need to specify a property for font family, right? What we need to do is say font dash family, then you specify the family you want. Let's say I want Time New Roman in this aspect. So Times New Roman here. Then if you now save this file, refresh it here, then reload this page, you see this one is now becoming a Time New Roman format, right? If I want it to be in, let's say, a serif, I can remove this. The reason why we put it in this quotation is because of we have a multiple word in there, right? If you don't have multiple word, you don't specify this quotation. You only write as it is. Let's say serif here is another family. Alright, now if you save this one and then refresh this page here, refresh this page here with it. Okay, serif is like that. What about sans serif? There, try this, save it there. Okay, you see different format of the text like that. Monospace. Let me try another one. Monospace. You can put monospace. You can say okay, monospace like that. All right. So you can put it here. All right. Okay, monospace. Look at this. Is quite all right. It's working perfectly. So the issue about this font family is that some of the browser does not support some font family, right? It's probably some browser might likely to be not supporting, let's say, Times, or not supporting Time New Roman, or not supporting serif or something like that. So in this aspect, we use what we call fallback. So we specify a group of fonts. Then if the browser does not support or particular member in that group, then it will use another one, right? So now in this aspect, let's say I want to apply a group of serif. Serif is among the group of Time New Roman, right? Let's say I want to apply Time New Roman. I can see Times New Roman, Times New Roman. If I do this, I will put comma here, then specify any other group font that available in that group there. I can put times. I can put times like that. Then I can put serif if I want. So if I save this one, then it will look at is to work as if we only use Times New Roman. It will work. The default one is Times New Roman. So what is happening is that, okay, please close this. What is happening is that the browser try to get access to this. If this one is available, is enabled in the browser, is supported by the browser will use the first one. If it is not, then you use the second one or the third one. Right? So that is why it is important. So the remaining two are called fallback font type, font family. So it just work like that. So apart from the font family, then we also have another one, font family. Yes, we have the font family. Apart from the font families, just example, we have a font style. Font style is a kind of way you can maybe modify your text, maybe make it bold, make it italic, and other things like that. So for you to make your text italic right from the CSS, and some of you might start thinking, why do we have to do it in CSS instead of we have the way we can do it in HTML? Remember, in HTML, any text you want to do, you have to go to that element and apply it to the code there, and it makes your code like. What about if you have multiple places, like say 100 places that we use, or maybe from all our application we want to change our text type, let's say from Time New Roman to serif or sans serif or other things like that. So that one will have to go through each of them, like say, then we have to go through each of them, update and change this code like that. But if it is CSS, you just write it once. If you want to update anything, you want to change anything, you just go there, change that value, and all other applications. That is why that is a cool important of using CSS in our program there, right? So a font style is used to give it the kind of style to the text. If you like, you can give your text font style normal. If you want to, if you don't want that normal, you can also give a property of italic or oblique. Oblique is similar to italic, but it has a little bit different now. Now let's give it a try and see. Now look at this way. Then let me come down here and say, okay, font style, let's see, italic, font style italic. Then save this file, refresh here. Let's see what will happen. You see, it's converted all our text to be in italic instead of going down to HTML and do it in the HTML. We don't have to do that. We can do that right from the CSS, right, using the font style. So we can also add, maybe if you have a lot of type, style, and other things like that. I think we can even use underline, right? I think we can even do underline, or maybe from the text underline. I think text style is underline. We can't do font here, but let's give it a try. So that you see. Yes, save it. Can we do underline here? We cannot do underline here, right? So we can't do underline. Remember, we do underline from the text that we do from previously. So we can also put oblique. Oblique look like italic, but it has a similar difference. Some people will not even differentiate between oblique and italic. Look at this, and then just like the differences that exist between emphasis tag, em tag, and then I tag in italic. Look at them; they look like the same, right? So the next thing to be talking about is you can even set it to normal. If you want to set it to normal text, it will be normal text without any italic or anything like that. We also have what we call font size. Sometimes the kind of text appear in your screen will not be like okay for you. Maybe you want to increase it. Maybe if you put it in H1 and H1 does not give you a big enough that you want, you can come to your CSS, give it a font size to whatever you want. So we have different ways we can put the font size. Number one, we have what we call uh, font size value in absolute or relative size, right? Absolute or relative size. What do you mean by absolute size? We give it kind of value does not depend on the kind of size of your screen or your computer. So if you want to do that, very simple to do, right? Very simple to do. We are going to take all of them and see what the absolute value, right? Okay, now in this aspect, the relative sizes, we have two things. In the relative size, we have give it kind of set the size of any relative to the surrounding element, right? That is what we do with font size with pixel. But we have another one also font size with em. So what I mean by pixel is that you can specify the capacity, the bigness you want in stuff in form of pixel. So the major problem with this pixel is that sometimes if the screen is small for your viewer, it kind of try to give you a problem, right? So let's say you have fewer pixels on your screen, the other one is viewing in the large screen has large numbers of pixels, so definitely they will be able to see different resolutions and other things like that. Okay, let's give it a try. Font size, if you can, like if you want to do it, let's see, I give it 15 pixel font size. Let me come here and see font size. Font size, let's say 16 pixel there, semicolon there. Let's save it here, run it here and see what is happening. You see, you don't see like big changes, but it has changes. Now let's me increase this font size to, let's say, 32 to 32. All right, now if you save this, look at this. Okay, look at this, it's large enough to see very well, right? So that is the pixel. So you can put no matter what you want. If you like, you can put 100 pixels to covers the entire 100 pixel. That is good for you. So in case of maybe you want bigger extra big text, then you can come to your CSS, there's font size, change the font size to the amount you want. So after the font size with pixel, you can also do the font size with something called em. Look at it here. Set the font size with em, right? So em is an equivalent to pixel, but it's like a little bit bigger than pixel because one em is representing 16 pixel, right? So you have to kind of, to work with this, you have to kind of know the conversion between pixel and, so we see 1 pixel is 16. So therefore if we now remove this, shows that the code here is 32, which means in em is going to be what? It's going to be a 2 em, right? So now if I remove this and write 2 em, you see that there is no changes because 32 is twice 16, is 16 16, 2 16, right? 1 em is 1 16, 16 pixel. 32 is 2, right? Okay, if you multiply 2 times 16, you're going to get 32 pixel, right? So now if you save this one, save this it and then run it here, you'll not be able to see any changes, right? Any changes. So one cool thing about the pixel, also you can also specify 0.5, for instance, 0.5 em. 0.5 is like the half of 16. The half of 16, 5 here is 8 pixel, right? If you now save this file here, then you can also come here and refresh it here. You see the text is very small text, right? So very cool and good to go. So you can even put 0.58 or 69 to increase it a little bit, or maybe around 80 or 90 before. You can even walk around with these conversions and you see the difference of text like that. You can say 1.80. If you see this one, you see that it's a little bit not even up to 16 pixel, 32 pixel like that. Okay. Now apart from that, we also have something we call, this is the example of it, right? So we have the combination of percentage and em. If you like, you can use percentage. So percentage is the most appropriate recommended things to use in terms of sizing, because it doesn't care of the browser. The solution that works in all browsers is to set your default font size in percentage for the body, right? So with this shows that this is recommended. So you to use percentage, if you like, say 100%, 8%, 7%, whatever percent you want to use. Give it a try and you will see the differences between the two. It's really like there is no more difference between the two, but there is. Font weight is used to create a boldness to your text. So if you want to have a bold text, or maybe you have thin text or whatever you want it to be, then no problem. You use font weight and make it bold the way you want. Okay, now let's give it a try. Font weight, font weight. The font weight is equals, let's say, let me give it bold. Sorry, right somewhere. Font weight is bold. All right, semicolon there. Save it here. Run it here. You see, it's bold. It's kind of bold. Okay, so it's very simple to do, right? So apart from the boldness, you can even make it normal or make it thin or whatever you want. And another also important thing to discuss, which is the last items to discuss in this font class, is font variant. Sometime or all the time, if you make a if you make a small, if you in our last class we talk about what's it called, transformation of text. If you transform a text from, let's say, lowercase to uppercase, if we have uppercase and if you capitalize the text and then you have some of them are lowercase, some of them are uppercase. So you see that some of they are bigger than, they have uppercase. Look at this one. The uppercase S is bigger than the other ones here, right? So if you capitalize, if you make them all uppercase, you see that they are on the same size with this one that is uppercase originally. So a text variant is a font variant is making this one capitalized, and maybe if you want to maintain it in small size and capitalized there. So that is how it is. I think it could be better if we can demonstrate this in action. Okay, now let's look at this font variant. Okay, let me see it before. Okay, font variants can be small cap, right? If you like, you can just say font variant normal. If you put it normal, nothing will happen. You just make it capital. Okay, let me come. Okay, I will say okay, font variant. Let me say font variant is normal. Right? If you say normal, you save it here, refresh this one. Look at, observe it very well. Now let me refresh this one now. You not see any changes, right? No anything. If you come here, say maybe I didn't save it, I already saved it because of, you see, font variant is normal text like that. You, apart from this normal, we can also specify small caps, right? So small caps is making it capital, but it's maintaining it is small position. Let's see small caps here. Save it here. Then extract, refresh this page. Okay, good. Look at this now. As you see before, it is capital. Look at this, but now it was make capital, but the size of this one doesn't reach one number kai girman one number, right? Gane ko? So initially one is big and this one is not. But normally you don't look at this one now. All of them, they are in the same size. But now you make this one capital but didn't reach. That is what cause more caps in text variant, in the font variant. So font variant is very simple, easy, cool functions to do, maybe if you want to make it like that. So it's very easy to do, right? So that is all for this one. We talk about font, we talk about font size, font family, font style, and other font like that. So if you actually have a question regarding to this lecture, then we deserve your questions when we move in a interactive class, or maybe you can see your question in our WhatsApp group or other places that we can reach you. Then we'll be able to rectify your problem. Please try to watch these videos and then try to also practicalize them before coming there. That is why. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in the next class where we're talking about, I don't know, see you there.